friends, I am back with everyone's favorite beagle, Snoopy, and this adorable Couture transfer. Um, I'm going to show you how to get all the color in on this image. It's a few different steps, but it's super easy. So you'll see I put the ink mat underneath the sweatshirt, and that just keeps my material from moving, and it also keeps any ink that might go through the fabric. I'm not worried about ink going through a sweatshirt, but if you had a thinner fabric, you definitely would want to use an ink mat, but it just helps keep everything in place. So I'm just making sure everything is straight. And then my first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a light colored ink. I think I'm using Ocean Mist on this one. So this is just going to give me an outline where I can color in my image. So it's very light. And then I'm going to just dry it a little bit because I don't want to smudge any of the ink. I'm not going to heat set it yet, but I am going to dry it because I have a tendency to bump things while they're wet. And I think at some point in this, you'll actually see me kind of look at my arm, and I think right here was when I kind of bumped it when the ink was still a little bit wet. So I had to, yep, right there, I had to wipe off my wipe off my arm. So just be careful. But then you just take your inks and you start painting, and it was very relaxing to just sit here and paint this little image on Snoopy. So I'm using red, and then I use that same blue on his hat. I did the little pom-pom in white, and then obviously Snoopy is white. We've got bark for the sled, and then I think it was Bumblebee for Woodstock. And you don't have to be perfect. Just stay kind of in the lines, but it doesn't have to be perfect, and you'll see why in just a little bit, because we're going to go back over this with black, and that's going to give us all our definition. So you can see on Snoopy's face that, you know, I kind of did paint over his mouth, and that'll be just fine, and you'll see why in just a little bit. So I'm just going to continue painting until I'm done. And then I'm going to let it sit overnight. It actually sat for a few days. I want to make sure this is nice and dry before I heat set it. Okay, so my image here has been sitting for a few days. I actually inked this right before I went on a scrapbook retreat and went away for the weekend. So it's had plenty of time to dry. All this ink is dry, so I'm not going to worry about heat setting it or anything just yet. I know it looks a little scary right now, but just wait. I'm gonna put this image back on here with some black ink, and that is where the magic is gonna happen. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna line it up, and I'm basically gonna line up all of the silkscreen spots where my outline is in this blue color. I'm trying to think of what color did I use. Actually, it's not blue. I think I used, no, I didn't use eucalyptus. I don't seem to have my ink out. I must have put it away. Okay, so I used Ocean Mist. That was the color. It's like a smoky gray blue. So anyway, right here is where all of the silkscreen is. So I'm just going to set that right on top and line it up as best I can. I'm just kind of looking for that blue to fill in. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're not perfect here. And this is why I was saying that it doesn't matter if I went over this a little bit with the ink, because we're going to go back over it with the black, and it's going to look so cute. So let's ink this. So I am going to pull this up slowly just in case I need to catch some spots I might have missed or need a little bit of more ink, but oh my gosh, that's so cute. Look at that. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Snoopy has my heart. Oh, now look at that. Look how freaking cute that is. So I'm going to let this dry. Probably let it dry overnight, and then I will heat set it. So cute. One thing I forgot to mention when I did this black ink, I did wash my transfer, obviously, because I inked this a few days ago. So I washed my transfer. My transfer was nice and clean and dry when I placed it back on there to do that. So, so cute. I love it. I think some puffy paint or some puffy additive would look real cute right there. I might try that on another one, but. So I let this sit overnight. Actually, it sat, I think, for a couple days. And then once all of the ink is dry, you can heat set it. So you'll want to lay a piece of parchment paper on top of your image and then just heat set that with a iron or a heat press. And then you'll also want to heat set the back as well. And then you're able to wash it and you are good to go. This sweatshirt turned out super cute. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to wear this. So if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.